So here it will be the water, the lowest part of that of the, or you can say anal canal, and the water lowest part of that of the, you can say not the anal canal, lowest part of the water that of the rectum, and the upper part of that of the anal canal, and the lowest part of that of the pouch of Douglas, but not the anal canal lowest part, upper part of the water anal canal. So these are all the things, that is what is related in case of the water female at the what lower part of that of the posterior surface or base or the fundus of the urinary bladder. So this is what, how it will be there in this part. Now you have to go to the what border. Now this is the anterior border. The anterior border of the water, that of the urinary bladder, which is directing, you can say, forwards, and it is almost all when it is filled by the urine, the urinary bladder, it is merged with the water left infralateral surface to the water right infralateral surface. Now this border is extending from the apex and it runs downwards and backwards, and it will be ending at the neck. Now this border separates the left infralateral surface from the water right infralateral surface. So now you will be going to have the water other two borders, left posterolateral border, right posterolateral border. Now this right posterolateral border, left posterolateral border, they start from the ending of right and left supralateral border, as well as it starts from the ending of the posterior border. Now these borders, they start and runs almost all downwards and towards medially. These two borders separates base from the right and the left infralateral surfaces respectively. Now you have got the water, that of the, you can say, supralateral borders, right and the left. They start from the water, that of the apex of the urinary bladder, and they run backwards and towards laterally to end in beginning of the water, that of the right and the left and the right posterolateral borders, as well as the posterior border or posterior border or posterior border. So this is what the thing. Now you will be going to have the what, this border, posterior border or posterior border. This border is a border, the one which is internally related to ureteric crust. Now this border starts from the ending of the left and right supralateral borders and left and right posterolateral borders. It runs horizontally from left to right or right to left. So this is the thing. Now these borders are over. Now you will be going to get what is said to be as surfaces. There are the surfaces. This surface is the two infralateral surfaces. Two infralateral surface of the water, that of the urinary bladder, they will be going to get direct downwards and towards laterally. these two surfaces are present in between, keeping above the left and right supralateral border, in front and below anterior border, behind on either side posterolateral border. Now this is called as the what? Infralateral surface, left and the right. Now the relation of this, the relation of the what infralateral surfaces, it is related to in both, in male and in the female, lateral wall of the true pelvic cavity and then pelvic fascia, pelvic fat, and then the vessels in that pelvic fat and the pelvic fascia, which are supplying to the water lateral wall of the true pelvic cavity, forming muscles. Apart from that, it is also related towards the back side or towards the posterior side. The obturator foramina, obturator foramina, obturator artery, obturator nerve, obturator veins. Then the part of the anterior part of that of the ischial tuberosity, where that pudendal nerve rushes forwards. So this is what the relation of the water, that of the, you can say, infralateral surface in the male and in female together. No change will be there. Now, what is the relation of the water, that of the superior surface? Superior surface of the water, that of the urinary bladder, which is directing out upwards, and it is related to, the water, that of the reflection of the water, that of the peritoneum, which will be passing after completion of that of the, you can say, retrovesical pouch and runs into the water. Superior surface of the water, that of the urinary bladder, and then it gives the way for the water dipping once again into the water, retropubic space. So this is related to that. That to what? The visceral part of the peritoneum. Visceral part of the peritoneum. Apart from that, it is also related to the water, that of the pipes of that of the ileum more and less of that of the jejunum. So this is the thing here, nothing else, in male and in female both. So this is what you will be having a relations. Now definitely you have got the posterior surface. Posterior surface in detail it has been told relations in male and in female separately. So at the level of base or the fundus when it has been explained. So you have got all the thing. Now only coming to the what? Neck. The neck of the water, that of the urinary bladder, is the one which is the narrow part of that of the, you can say, urinary bladder, which is tetrahedron in shape when it is empty, when there will be no urine stored. But it is filled, it is a balloon shaped, it is the abdominopelvic. Now this neck is the most narrowest part and it is opening into the water, that of the perineum in the urogenital region. In case of male, it will be the what? Only it will be going to get open into the water, that of the urogenital region in the perineum, with having a distance of 5 to 4 centimeter from the water, that of the pubic angle. But in case of the water, that of the female also, it will be going to get open into the water urogenital, I mean to say urogenital region in the water, that of the perineum, in the perineum, with having a distance of 4 to 5 centimeter. That too in front of the water, that of the vagina, in front of the vagina. So this is the vagina. So this is the neck. The neck is directing. Neck is directing downwards and forwards, downwards and forwards. In case of male, it is completely surrounded by, it is completely surrounded by a gland called as the prostate and the prostatic venous fluxes, prostatic arteries, prostatic group of lymph vessels, lymph nodes and the what? Nerve fluxes. But in case of female, it is completely surmounted by the what? Pelvic fat, pelvic fascia and the areolar tissues, and entirely it is covered by the what? Pelvic reflections of the water, that of the peritoneum. That is the milk. So, in this, you have heard that this peritoneum means urinary bladder has got the apex, has got the what? Neck, and has got the base or the fundus or the posterior surface, and it has got the borders. It has got the borders, anterior border, posterior border or posterior border, and two posterolateral borders and two supralateral borders. So these are all the things that what you will be having, and also you have got the surfaces, two infralateral surface and one superior surface, provided if you have talked urinary bladder as a base or the fundus. So suppose posterior surface you want to mention, there you have to call posterior surface as a base or a fundus. Now at the time of explanation of either the border or the water surface, I have already talked about the relations visceral in male and in female, especially base or the fundus or the posterior surface. You have got the little change, otherwise the rest everything remains same. Now you have got the peritoneal relations. Peritoneal relation of the what? That of the urinary bladder is having a what? In male and in female. In male, you have got the pubovasagical and puboprostatic. And then you have got the lateral vesical ligaments and thin posterior vesical ligament. So these are the two in male. In female, you have got the water that of the pubovasagical ligament and the two lateral ligaments and the thin cervical ligament. These are the what? True ligaments of the water, that of the urinary bladder. They are true. Means they supports. Now the false ligament of the urinary bladder. Now this false ligament of the urinary bladder, they are the bottom pouch, retrovesical pouch, retropubic pouch, then the superior surface of the water, that of the urinary bladder, is completely, you can say, formed or completely related to the water, that of the visceral part of the peritoneum, after getting formed by the water, that of the retrovesical pouch. So these are the other things, false. So you have got a false and the true ligament. So this is the peritoneal relation of urinary bladder. this thing, you have got lateral also, lateral surface of the water, infralateral surface of the urinary bladder, and as well as the anterior border and the other borders of the water, urinary bladder. They are also related to the water, covering of the water, that is the peritoneum. So you have to tell that. So these are the peritoneal relation. After knowing the peritoneal relation, you have to go to the water internal. Now internal of the urinary bladder, it will be like this. On either side, you have got the water, that is the ureteric orifice. Now this is what is said to be as an internal ureteric crust, which is a connection between one ureteric orifice to the another ureteric orifice, which externally it is related to the water, posto-superior border or posterior border of the urinary bladder. Then there will be a line which will be going to join on either side. Now this will be the water. One ureteric orifice joining with the water, joining with the your neck. This is urethral orifice, urethral or ureter. Now this is the internal, this opening. So it will be continuing, urethra, continues. Neck will be continuing as the water, urethra. Neck will be continuing as the urethra. Here also it becomes as the urethra. So urethral orifice. So ureteric orifice of one uniting with the urethral orifice in the neck. This is another line joined from the what, another ureteric orifice to the what, urethral orifice. Now these lines are externally going to correspond to the right and left posterolateral borders. So this thing is called as trigon of UB, which will be having a smooth muscles. Smooth muscles it will be having. It is so smooth. Rest is a little bit rugosities are present. Rugosities like this. Rugosities. These are the rugosities. Now after having the water that of the internal, you have to go to the what? Definitely what is said to be as a vascular supply. Blood supply for the what? Urinary bladder. Supply to the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder is by the what? Superior and inferior vesical arteries. Vesical arteries. Apart from that, in case of the what, female, few small arteries are also there. Those are the uterine and vaginal arteries, which are the direct branch from anterior trunk of internal iliac artery. Internal iliac artery. So this is the blood supply. Now what is the venous drainage? Venous drainage of the water, that of the, you can say, urinary bladder is by the water vesicular veins. Now these vesicular veins, you will be having a what is said to be as superior vesicular veins, inferior vesicular veins. These will be going to have many. In case of the male, there will be a water small at the neck. You will be getting what is said to be as prostatic veins, drains, inferior vesicular veins via the water prostatic veins partially, and the water that of the, you can say, so drained deoxygenated blood from these superior inferior vesicular veins, it will be going to get open into the water anterior trunk of that of the internal iliac vein. Then the internal iliac vein of one uniting with the what internal iliac vein of the another gives rise to the common iliac. Then it goes into the inferior vena cava. So this will be the venous drainage. Lymphatic drainage of this urinary bladder, there are two types, superficial and deep lymph vessels, both afferent and efferent. They will be going to drain from all the nook and corner of the water that of the urinary bladder, and then opens into the vesicular group of lymph vessels, lymph nodes, which are there all along the water that of the arterial and the venous branches and the water that of the tributaries. Then it will be going to get open into the what anterior trunk of that of the internal iliac group of lymph nodes, then into the what internal iliac group of lymph nodes, common iliac group of lymph nodes, then it goes into the what lateral aortic. So this is what is said to be as the lymphatic drainage. Now the lymphatic drainage, especially at the neck, it partially goes into the what prostatic lymphatic plexus. Sometimes it goes into the what, in case of cancer and all spread, it may go in male to the vertebral, even by the what venous spread. But in case of female, neck of the urinary bladder, partially it will be going to drain by the water that of the, you can say, partially drained by the afferent efferent lymph vessels and the lymph nodes of the water that of the vaginal and the uterine, then goes into the water further in the same channel as that further part. Now what is the nerve supply for this? Nerve supply for the water that of the urinary bladder is by two ways. One is the water sympathetic and another is the parasympathetic. Now sympathetic is by sympathetic nerve. Sympathetic is by second to fourth sacral, spinal. But coming to the what parasympathetic, sympathetic is by the vagus nerve supply, is by the vagus, as well as the water, rich amount of the water that of the one parasympathetic, that is vagus joining with the water that of the, you can say, pre and the post ganglionic fibers of the water, sacral 2 to 3 and 4, 2 to 3 and 4, earlier to the sympathetic and after the sympathetic of these numbers, second to fourth sympathetic, it gives joins to that parasympathetic there and gives rise to the water very fine pre and post ganglionic fibers or grey and white ramicomericants, where it will be going to have the fluxes, superior and inferior hypogastric fluxes and the water pelvic fluxes earlier to the formation of the superior and inferior hypogastric fluxes, and then it will be supplying to the water that of the, in case of male, vesicular fluxes of the water nerves, especially to urinary bladder. So this is the nerve supply, sympathetic and the parasympathetic, or you can have the what, sympathetic separate, parasympathetic separate. You have to explain. Sympathetic is the bodily segmented, parasympathetic is purely vagus, or rather it is a cranio-spinal, rather in another way it is an autonomic. Now after having had to the nerve supply, you have to remember that at the lowest part and the upper part, see, always there will be a filling mechanism. and then emptying mechanism. So emptying mechanism is, so collected urine has to be thrown, and once thrown the bladder becomes empty once again to allow to collect the urine. So these are the two things. This two thing is brought by this nerve supplies. Dilatation is by the what? And then contraction is the by what? Filling and the emptying mechanism. So those goes in favor of sympathetic and the parasympathetic. So this is what you will be going to get the nerve supply. Now after having had the nerve supply, you have to go to the histology of the water urinary bladder. The histology of the water urinary bladder, there will be a water serous. So this is what the serous layer which contains the flattened endothelial and the mesothelial. It is formed by the visceral part of the peritoneum. Then you have got the water that of the another layer. Now that layer is said to be as the water subserous. Now this subserous is occupied by the water areolar tissues and the what arterioles, venules, and the what lymph vessels, and the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nerve fibers. Then you have got the what muscular layer. Now muscular layer are the what three. One is the outer longitudinal. Then you will be going to get the water. Then you will be having a what another in the muscular layer only. This is what the circular. This is the longitudinal. This longitudinal. And then once again innermost or the inner longitudinal. So these are all three are the what muscular layer of the urinary bladder. Then you will be going to get one more. Now that layer is the what submucous. It contains the arterioles, venules, lymph vessels, and the continued part of that of the nerve. Then you have got the what mucosal folds. These are the mucosal folds. Mucosal folds are many. They thrown into a number of folds. But these are lined by the what that of the you can say transitional type of epithelium. Transitional type of epithelials are there like this. They are having a water that of the you can say one inverted triangle is fit into the another inverted triangle. So like that these are the transitional type of epithelials are present. So with this histology of the water that of the you can say urinary bladder is got over. Now after having had this, you have to go to the what embryology. The embryology of the water that of the urinary bladder is by the water three. One is the upper, means that is the cranial portion. Another is the middle portion. Another is the water caudal portion. So you can consider that this is the upper part, this is the middle part, this is the lower part. Upper part, it is by the water that of them allantoic duct and mesonephric duct. While the lower, it is by the water that of the pelvic cavity. Middle is the pelvic cavity. And the lower, that is the caudal, is by the water. Caudal is by the So these all parts are developed by that. These all three portions: allantoidic duct, mesonephric duct, cranial, pelvic portion, and then the lowest, that is the caudal, is by the urogenital sinus or the pelvic membrane. All these, either they are by the what? Mesoderm, or partially by the endoderm, partially by the endoderm. So this is the development of the water, that of the urinary bladder. Now after having had this, you have to go to the water applied part. Applied part of the urinary bladder. Applied part of the urinary bladder. Applied part of the urinary bladder is the what? Inflammation of the what? Mucosal coat. It may be said to be as a what? I mean to say cystitis or fasciculitis. Another name for the urinary bladder is the what? Vesicle. Still another name is the what? Cyst. But it is called as a vesicle. So vesiculitis or cystitis, it may be the acute, it may be the chronic inflammatory process where you have got the hotness, redness, pain, swelling, and last, loss of sensation. These are all four cardinal signs of inflammation, including loss of sensation at the last phase. Okay. It may be the acute, it may be the chronic. Acute is a what? Small duration. Chronic is a long duration. Then you have got the tuberculosis of the water, that of the urinary bladder. Then you have got the any time in this, the stone may come and lodge, stone in the urinary bladder. Stone in the urinary bladder. So these are the few applied anatomy. Without forgetting, cancer of the urinary bladder is also there. So these are the things that what you will be getting. So with this, urinary bladder is totally ended. Totally ended. But in the examination, urinary bladder may come for full essay. Full essay. Describe the urinary bladder. 5 marks. Tell the relation of the urinary bladder at the base in male and in female separately. Histology of the urinary bladder. 5 marks. So like that you will be going to. Relation, when you have come, you have to divide into 2 folds. One is a visceral relation, another is a peritoneal relation. In that relation, when you will be talking at the essay time, you have to mix those relations into 2 folds, visceral and the peritoneal, at the time of explanation of those borders and the surfaces. So it becomes easy. So thank you very much for hearing a talk on urinary bladder anatomy. Thank you, one and all.